Celebration of Gemma-4 continues on the channel. In this video, we are going to fine-tune the smallest member of family Gemma-4 E2B locally on our local custom dataset. This is Fahad Mirza and I welcome you to the channel. We have been covering all the flavors. You can see that we already have covered 31 billion and the E24 with OpenClaw and OLama. This video is all about this E2B and how to get it fine-tuned. Now, the thing is that the base model which you are looking at your screen has surface level knowledge of most topics. But when it comes to something as niche and deep such as Gandhara civilization, it will give you generic, shallow answers. That is where fine tuning comes into play. I have built a custom dataset of around 100 detailed question answer pairs covering Gandhara from every angle, like Kushan Empire, Silk Road trade, Buddhist philosophy, Gandharan art, ancient scripts, key rules, monasteries, rulers, and the civilization's decline, and geography, and lot of other things. As you can see here, I have just gone into various models and pulled out this share GPT style template. This is what it looks like. There is a human which is asking a question, and then in the GPT style, the value is where I have given a very rich detailed answer generated by other models. And as I said, in the JSON L format, this is a JSON, and in each line, so that is why it is JSON L, we have created this data set. If you are looking to fine tune this model by following this tutorial, and but you have your own data, make sure it is in this format. So this is how I have generated the data set, and this is it looks like. Now, if you don't know what Gandhara civilization is, it is, in my opinion, one of the most fascinating and underappreciated civilizations in human history. The ancient crossroads of the Buddhist, Greek, Persian, and Indian worlds, right here in what is now known as Pakistan. I'm not going to go into detail of Gandhara, but you can search it out or just fine tune this model and then you can check it out. If you want this exact data set, either become a member of the channel or follow me on X and send me a message. I'll be happy to share it with you guys. I will also drop it in my GitHub repo. Anyway, enough talk. Let me show you my terminal. This is my Ubuntu server. I am using this NVIDIA H100 with 80 GB of VRAM. Don't get scared. You don't need that much VRAM. In fact, this is such a small model, you can even fine tune it on your CPU, but I'm going to use bit of a GPU. I'm just reusing this server from my previous video, so instead of installing everything from scratch, I'm just going to create this virtual environment with Conda. I will show you the VRAM consumption too. Shouldn't be much really. And if you're looking to rent a GPU on very affordable price, you can find the link to Massed Compute in video's description with a discount coupon code of 50% for a range of GPUs. Now I'm going to install various prerequisites. So I'm going to use Unsloth for this video. And if you don't know what Unsloth is, all you need to do is to just go to my channel, search with Unsloth. I have been covering them from day one. There are various other methods too which I have covered for fine tuning, but Unsloth is also an easy one which you can check out. Done heaps of videos on it. And this is what their repo looks like. I have also covered Unsloth Studio in one of my videos. You should this. There you go, the first video. So I will be doing it through code because I really like to work with code in the CLI or in the Python script. But you can use this Studio. Or main thing here is to have your data set, which I already have shown you how to do. If you want to fine tune it, just watch that video which I've shown you, and then you should be able to do it. Anyway. So this was Unsloth, and let's install all the prerequisites, which also include torch and transformers. This is going to take a second. While that happens, I want to just talk more about this E2B stuff as what exactly that means. Let me try to explain it with a diagram. Now, think of this model as a book. The total 5.1 billion parameters are everything in the book. So this model is primarily 5.1 billion parameter in size, which means that let's say it's a book and this represent all the pages in that book. Now this uses something called as per layer embedding. Per layer embeddings is like the index at the back. They take up a lot of pages. But when you use the book, you just glance at the index quickly to find what you need. You don't read it for word to word, right? The actual 2.3 billion effective parameters are the real content, the chapters that your brain actually has to process. So when people say Gemma-4 E2B runs like a 2 billion model, they mean the compute cost matches a 2 billion model because only those 2.3 billion parameters are doing the heavy lifting during inference. The embeddings are just fast lookups, not expensive matrix multiplication. That is the whole story behind this E2B and also E4B, which I already have covered. By the way, I haven't published that video yet. It will be on in 1 hour, that where I have uh, included it with Olama and OpenClaw. Real good stuff happening in that video too. That will be released before this video, so check that out too, with the difference of few hours, of course. Okay, so we have now known what this per layer embedding is, and meanwhile everything is now installed. Now this is the script which I have written in order to get this model fine-tuned. So let me first explain it what this code is doing. We are importing all the libraries which we have installed, and then we are downloading this model, and I'm using Unsloth's version. You can use the base model, whatever you like, doesn't really matter. And then this is where we are loading the model, and then I'm loading it in the 4-bit just to show you how much less VRAM it is going to consume, especially if you want to do it on CPU. And once that's done, I am applying the LoRa. So LoRa is low rank adaptation. LoRa simply means, this is LoRa. So LoRa simply means that instead of training all 2.3 billion parameters, we attach small trainable adapter layers to the attention and MLP modules within this model. Everything else stays frozen. This is what makes fine tuning fast and very memory efficient. You will see shortly. We already, and then once that's done, model is ready, then next thing is dataset. So we are loading our 75, I guess, or 100 Gandhara JSON examples which I showed you. We are then applying Gemma-4 chat template to format each conversation correctly, and we are stripping the beginning of sentence token since the trainer adds it automatically. Once that's done, this is our trainer. Don't worry, I'm going to explain each and every parameter in detail shortly, but just quickly what is happening here is, this is the training config where we are doing 3 full epochs over our data set, and batch size is 2 with gradient accumulation of 4, and there is some learning rate. As I said, I'm going to explain it shortly once I start the training, and then we are just saving the LoRa, and then we will run it to see what exactly it produces in terms of this trained model. Also, the output should be very small because it only contains the delta between base model and fine-tuned model. You can also merge it. I have done it in another video. It's very simple one-liner command. Okay, so this is our training script all in all. Let me take you back to my terminal and let's run this train.py. The first time when you run this, it downloads the model, which is not that big, just 10.2 gig in disk size. And this is how much VRAM it consumes, just under 8 gig of VRAM. That's it. And there you go. You can see that it has loaded the model, loaded the data set, and now it is about to start the training. Actually, training is actually started. I will let it train. Meanwhile, allow me to explain all of these parameters because they are so interesting to learn what exactly is meant by this config. And after this, you will realize you don't have to have a PhD in machine learning. So you see, first we are providing it the model which we downloaded, the tokenizer comes with it, data set which we have created. We are not evaluating it, but in production we also have a separate eval data set. I have done another video on eval if you're interested. We are providing it that data set which is text, because we just want to do it on the text data field. Batch size is, you can see, per device train batch size 2, which means that how many training examples the GPU processes in one forward pass. Higher is faster, but more VRAM. 2 is quite conservative and safe. Now, then we have gradient accumulation steps, which are 4. Since batch size 2 is small, we accumulate gradients over 4 steps before updating weights, which gives us an effective batch size of 8 without needing the VRAM for 8 examples at once. And by the way, gradient is simply a sort of signal that tells the model which direction to adjust its weights to reduce its mistake when it back propagates or relearn it. Then we have something called as warm-up steps. So you can see we have put it in here 10 here. So this means that the learning rate gradually ramps up from 0 instead of starting at full speed, which prevents unstable updates at the very beginning of the training. Then we have number of training epochs as 3. The model sees your entire example data set, which we have given 3 times. You can increase it or decrease it. I have seen that in production lab they do it, even 50, 100 times. So it depends. One pass through is often not enough. Multiple epochs let the model reinforce what it learned. By the way, learning rate is 2E4, which simply means how big a step the model takes when updating its weights. Too high and it overshoots and forgets things. Too low and it barely learns. So 2E4 is a very standard safe value for LoRa fine tuning. I have never changed it. Logging step is one which prints the training loss every single step so you can watch it go down in real time. Optimizer is AdamW 8-bit. This is a very standard one. Optimizer algorithm computes weight updates. AdamW is the standard for LLM training. The 8-bit version uses less VRAM with no meaningful quality loss. Then we have something called as weight decay, which is 0.01, as you can see here. Now, this is a regularization technique that slightly penalizes large weights during training, which helps prevent overfitting on a small dataset like ours. Overfitting simply means that instead of learning, model tries to cram it. We don't want that. Then we have LR scheduler type linear. After the warm up, which we discussed earlier, the learning rate linearly decreases towards 0 by the end of training, which helps the model converge smoothly rather than oscillating at the end. Seed is just a random value which fixes the random number generator so training is reproducible. So we just run it twice with the same seed and you will get identical results, by the way. Output directory where checkpoints and the final LoRa adapter get saved. Report to none. So you can instrument it, send your logging to external services like weight and biases, and there are various others too, which we have covered on the channel, and then rest I already described. Let's go back and check the terminal. By the way, you can see that there is already a LoRa directory here. And there you go, our training is already completed, and can you believe the whole fine tuning took under 3 minutes, and the peak VRAM usage was just over 8 gig. That's it. And this is where it has saved our LoRa, which we can check in VS Code 2. There you go. These are the checkpoints. This is simply amazing. Now, if you look at this output, you can see that if I go above, the loss is coming down, and loss basically, I'll just go up, started from 15.51 and then it dropped down to something like 4.7 here, which is a healthy descent, showing the model genuinely learned from the dataset. So you can see that grad norm has also dropped from 25 to around 1.5, 1.7, which means the model stabilized well. And only 0.49% of parameters were trained, 25 million out of 5.1 billion, which means in just under 3 minutes. How good is that? Okay, so that is good. Let's now test out our creation. Now, in order to test it, I'm just using this simple inference script where first I'm loading the base model. I'm going to ask it this question: who was Kanishka 1 and what was his significance to Gandhara and Buddhism? First, we will display the answer from the base model, and then the same question will be asked from the fine-tuned one to see how much difference there is. Let me run this script. It is going to first load the base model, then do the inference with it, and then it is going to do the same question with our fine-tuned model. The base model is being loaded onto the GPU. Takes a bit of a time because every time it runs it loads it. Done. It is now going to do the inference. Let's see what sorts of, should be a high level stuff because it must be knowing something about it, but not too much. There you go, just a 1-2 liner answer. Now it is loading our fine-tuned LoRa adapter and doing this inference with it. Let's wait, I'll just let it run. So there you go. Okay, so already we can tell that where the base model has given us a generic textbook answer, 2 lines, no depth, no specific detail. And you can see that the fine-tuned model, which was trained on our custom Gandhara dataset in under 3 minutes on a single GPU, is given us some grounded, nuanced, detailed answer on a completely different level of expertise. It is going into the historical context. It is talking about the reign of that ruler. Now it is talking about the patron of Buddhism. And the difference is palpable, very, very much tangible here. Now, significance as we discussed, and this is all coming from our data set, which we have trained it on under 3 minutes. How good is that? Now, while it completes that, if you just want to merge it, you can use these commands to merge LoRa adapter with your actual model, and then you can upload it to your Hugging Face if you like. Just upload it like this, that's it. So I think it's done, almost there. So it is writing. I will let it run. So you can see that how easy things have become in terms of fine tuning. Have fun fine tuning this model on your own dataset. Any issues, let me know in the comments. Please like the video and subscribe and consider becoming a member. Seriously, if this video has helped you out, the best way of helping the channel out is by becoming a member. So that really, really helps out. Please also follow me on X, as that another option. You can follow me for AI updates and it helps too. Thank you for all the support. I'm really, really grateful.